From Brooklyn, New York, born and raised all my life, specifically Crown Heights area, and coming up in a household with sort of large family. My mother had 7 kids. I'm the oldest boy, second child. With school, I was pushed. My mother heavy on education, and in the beginning it was like heavy with religion. I rebelled against them type things early in life, and so that got me into a lot of trouble. My mother suffered with abuse, substance addiction of her own. My father wasn't there. It was a male presence there, which is my stepfather. He wasn't too hard on us, and I really appreciate that to this day, because like he wasn't abusive or nothing. Like he helped my mother enforce the rules, but he wasn't too aggressive with us. I didn't like listening. As you probably could see, I didn't like listening. I had a problem with listening and following rules, so I took to the streets, because in the streets you didn't have to listen. Wasn't nobody to listen to. And anywhere where I felt authority figure or authority was at, I would go the opposite direction, so I could like sort of do my own thing. I started using drugs and alcohol, like with taking to the streets, being in the streets, and seeing the people that took to the streets, what they do, the older people, what they did, what I thought was cool, far as smoking cigarettes, smoking marijuana, drinking malt liquor, them out there with the 40 ounces and the blunts and the cigarettes. So I sort of mimicked that. And then I got introduced into PCP. And I used to start mixing the PCP early on in my teenage years, mixing PCP with the marijuana. I started smoking the PCP straight. Me smoking the PCP straight, that high, it was different than mixing it. The high of it was like, it just did something to me. Like it took my conscience, I guess you could say. I wouldn't worry about nothing. I don't think about nothing. Only thing focused on is the task at hand. Everything else, nothing else mattered. It's like it wasn't even there. My rock bottom point was like I started losing everything. I was just losing everything. My relationship, like I said, with my son, I was losing that. The relationship with his mother, I lost that. It was a rock bottom point in 2017. I was really at rock bottom, lowest part of my life, lowest form of my life. So how I heard about Bethesda Mission is me wanting help. My uncle he played a part of my life, come see me. So he like, it's good. Like I said, I was at a low point, and now I want help. I want to move away. I want to go somewhere else. Never heard of Harrisburg in my life. Didn't know Harrisburg exists. I was so far gone. I thought Philadelphia was the capital of Pennsylvania. So we get here, we get on the steps, we meet an old friend of his, real close friend of his, Anthony Gaines, was in this program. Right at the steps, I see his Bethesda Mission. So I didn't hear about it till I was actually on the steps, right there in front of it.
Larry was pretty rough when he got here, pretty beat up, but focused. I'd say he was focused on wanting to change his life. All of our guys who come in have up and down experiences, and Larry's was really an up and down experience because his idea of what change was like and what we were trying to incorporate into his life and get him to see, and I don't think he was ready for all that. So there was a real natural struggle in the beginning, and then as he began to open himself up to what was being offered to him and him opening himself up to others, he really began to take off and grow.
So my relationship with God is a real big part of my life right now, and I'm not perfect. I'm created perfect in God, but I'm not perfect, and there's still ways to go. That relationship can be better, but right now is a very good relationship.
I see Larry as a guy who, in his relationship with Christ, a guy who's willing to do whatever it takes. I see him. He has come back here, drove the van for the mission as a volunteer, get guys to appointments and things like that. And so his relationship with Christ, I think, is really another, again, just it shows out through his serving. Yeah.
And for the future, I just plan to be the best me I can be. You know, I don't want to say I plan to be this, I plan to be that. I just want to be the best me I can be and maintain a relationship with Christ. And hopefully I'll get the best in that situation with Christ as can be. And I would like to thank the mission for all that is done to me. And I think the world need more places like this, more situations, and more opportunities like this for people out there like me, like yourself. Because this place, I see it helps a lot, the soup line and everything. So thank God, thank the mission. And I thank you for the opportunity to let me tell my story.